find out about that. Let's find out about who's got her. Let's put this to sleep.
Daniel Dubois has made a bold declaration against Anthony Joshua. In a recent interview, Dubois confidently announced that he isn't just aiming to defeat Joshua, but to put him to sleep. With the fight approaching, Dubois is convinced that Joshua will be overwhelmed with fear and could even have cold feet. Dubois says that Joshua must come to terms with the fact that he will be defeated, and there's nothing Joshua can do to change that outcome. If you think Dubois won't put up a fight against Joshua, you might want to reconsider. John Hedges, widely known as Gentleman John, has shared some eye-opening insights about Dubois that could make you rethink everything you thought you knew about this fighter. According to Hedges, sparring with Dubois was nothing short of an intense, almost terrifying experience. He described it as a moment that pushed him to the edge, where the fear was so real that he almost lost control of himself. Hedges, who has faced many opponents in the ring, admitted that sparring with Dubois was unlike anything he'd ever experienced before.
Only very brief at Newlands gym. Meant to be body sparring, and in pure fear, I've accidentally cracked him with a headshot, and I've never, pardon my language, shit myself so much in my life.
Hedges further revealed that when he sparred with Dubois, he couldn't quite decipher what Dubois was thinking. It was as if Dubois was an enigma, an unreadable force that kept him on edge the entire time. The unpredictability of Dubois' movements, the way he threw his punches, and the calculated precision with which he attacked all contributed to a sense of unease that Hedges couldn't shake off. He described it as a surreal experience, where he felt like he was constantly second-guessing what was coming next.
Daniel, he'll back me on this. You don't know if Daniel's joking or he wants to kill you. He's got them same eyes, the same emotion. So I was going, Dan, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to. We went back to body sparring, and like I say, he's a gentleman, Daniel. So,
when asked about his thoughts on the upcoming clash between Joshua and Dubois, Hedges offered a stern warning to Joshua. He cautioned the former world champion against overconfidence, emphasizing that underestimating Dubois could lead to a disastrous outcome. Hedges made it clear that if Joshua walks into the ring with even a hint of complacency, he is setting himself up for a potential loss. Anthony Joshua shouldn't be too confident in himself too much, just because he's got the experience, the skill, and the heart of a champion. He can't afford to underestimate Daniel Dubois. The guy packs a serious punch, the kind that can shatter someone's gut if they aren't careful. I've seen what he can do, and it's no joke. Many believe that Joshua's chances of winning this fight are overwhelmingly high, but Hedges has a different perspective. He warns that overlooking Dubois would be a grave mistake. In Hedges' view, Dubois isn't just showing up to be another stepping stone for Joshua. He's a formidable opponent with real potential to upset the odds. Hedges foresees that Dubois' chances of victory are very much alive and shouldn't be dismissed lightly. He emphasizes that a single mistake on Joshua's part could be all Dubois needs to turn the tables. Dubois, with his raw power and relentless drive, could seize on any opening, transforming it into a decisive, legal weapon in the ring. The chances of Joshua losing are real, but so are the chances of him coming out on top. It's going to come down to who can execute their game plan better on the night. Joshua needs to be sharp, focused, and aware of what Dubois brings to the table. He needs to watch out, because one mistake could change everything. It's not just John Hedges who's sounding the alarm about Anthony Joshua's upcoming fight with Daniel Dubois. Johnny Fisher, known in the boxing world as the Romford Bull, has also weighed in with a stern warning for Joshua. In a revealing interview with Seconds Out, Fisher shared his insights from sparring sessions with Dubois. He detailed how the 26-year-old's powerful swings left a significant impression on him. According to Fisher, a single punch from Dubois was enough to make him reel, underscoring the immense power Dubois possesses. Dubois can seriously whack you. I've sparred him loads. The right hands could shake you to your absolute core, like they shake you. I remember I got hit by one. It was like an electric shock going through my body. Despite the high praise Fisher has heaped upon Dubois and the acknowledgement of his formidable power, Fisher remains confident in Anthony Joshua's ability to secure a victory. When asked who he believes will come out on top in their highly anticipated bout, Fisher unequivocally leaned towards Joshua. My prediction slightly favors Anthony Joshua, given his experience and skill set. but I have to say I can't completely dismiss Daniel Dubois in this matchup. There's something about Dubois' power and his ability to push the pace early on that makes me think he has a legitimate chance. Fisher assessed the qualities of both fighters before coming down on why Joshua could leave Dubois on the canvas. I haven't sparred Joshua, and I know how hard he can hit just from who he's knocked out and what he's done to people. Fisher continued. But the jab of Dubois as well is like a right hand, so I can't speak about sparring Joshua. I know that Dubois isn't no joke and is coming off great ones like Gerald Miller and Filip Hrgović. Hrgović has been sort of a bogeyman after the last 2 to 3 years, so to deal with him is good. As Fisher has said, Daniel Dubois has a significant chance of coming out on top if the fight unfolds under the right conditions. But what is his basis for this? Well, according to Fisher, Dubois' path to victory hinges on his ability to wear down Joshua in the early rounds of the match. Fisher points out that if Dubois can impose his power and pace early on, he could exploit any potential vulnerabilities in Joshua's stamina or strategy. Targeting Joshua early, Dubois has the opportunity to gain an upper hand before Joshua's endurance and late fight tactics come into play. However, Fisher warns that if Dubois allows the fight to stretch into the later rounds, he may find himself at a disadvantage. Joshua is known for his resilience and ability to perform exceptionally well as the fight progresses. Fisher's insights suggest that Joshua's strength often becomes more pronounced in the later stages, which could turn the tide against Dubois if he hasn't secured a decisive advantage earlier. Thus, while Fisher recognizes the potential for Dubois to win, he emphasizes the critical importance of early round dominance. Without this early advantage, Dubois risks falling victim to Joshua's late fight prowess, potentially leading to regret and missed opportunities as Joshua capitalizes on his proven ability to finish strong. If Daniel Dubois can successfully impose his will and wear down Anthony Joshua in the early rounds, he stands a real chance of turning the tide in his favor. If he can push the pace and apply relentless pressure before Joshua has the chance to find his rhythm and settle into his groove, Dubois could potentially gain a significant advantage. It's clear that achieving this will be no easy feat. Joshua has qualities that enable him to adapt and overcome adversity as the fight progresses. But hey, Dubois also has the potential to disrupt Joshua's game plan if he can maintain a high tempo and capitalize on any early weaknesses. So, what do you make of all this? Will Dubois, with his youthful energy and fighting spirit, prove himself in the ring? Or will Joshua once again assert his dominance and showcase why he's a top contender? Share your thoughts in the comments below.